the Arctic. So China's interests in the Arctic region, if we ask the question of why China is interested in the Arctic at all, are actually structurally overdetermined. So we may look at all of the different things that China is doing in the Arctic, at shipping, at resources, but of course, China is a rising global great power, and as such, it has the need to gain recognition. So for China to be recognized as a global great power, to have the ability to project power in all regions of the world, and the Arctic is considered since the early 2000s as this new area of geopolitical competition between great powers. So, of course, China needs to maintain interests in the Arctic region. So, in my work, I look at how Chinese scholars and policymakers justify Chinese presence, but of course, the disposition that China needs to maintain interests in the Arctic, it comes before actually the interests themselves appear. So there is this status-seeking component, which is crucial and is the central driver of China's engagement. Now, of course, if we look at how the policy is made, we've already heard about the China's Arctic policy white paper, which was released in 2018. There are different levels of policy making in the People's Republic of China, different actors, and the official discourse is, of course, controlled by the party. So it's the Communist Party leadership that decides on the big themes in Chinese politics. But the Arctic is not the highest priority for Chinese leadership. So it's one of these things where other actors, like ministerial level actors or research institutes, they come in and help the leadership sort of sketch out the concrete policy proposals. So I think that probably President Xi Jinping thinks about the Arctic about twice a year. Maybe on a good year, it's maybe more. But it's also not just the Arctic. The Arctic comes as part of the strategic new frontiers, which include the outer space, the artificial intelligence, so all of the big new frontiers for global governance. And the Arctic is not alone as its own domain. It's part of the polar domain, which of course includes the Antarctica, which has a much longer history.